I'm back. Hi guys, it has been a very long time since I have been on this channel, and this might be a long video. I'm gonna try and actually keep it short, but just in case, grab yourself something to drink. I've got my kombucha, I've got my water. If you guys wanna grab a glass of wine or Prosecco, or pour yourself a scotch, or a cup of hot green tea, you do you. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a cozy blanket, and let's catch up. I've got a lot of ground to cover. The last video that I did for YouTube, I posted on January 23rd, 2017. I jotted down some notes. If you see me looking at my lap, that's what I'm looking at. January 23rd, 2017. It is right now, as I'm speaking to you, May 6th, 2020. Let's rewind. Let's go back to February 6th, 2017. February 6, 2017, Derek, Tinsel, and I picked up everything that we had in our San Diego apartment and moved back to the Northeast. Both of us moved back in with our parents because we had spent our savings and our money moving back home from California, and I really wanted to go to grad school. I applied and I got rejected. Even though I felt very aimless at the time and I kind of felt super defeated, like my life was just not going the way that it was supposed to, I really wanted to get engaged. I really wanted to be living with my boyfriend. I really wanted to, not have to move into my parents' basement, which is what I did. I wanted to become a teacher. I wanted to be in grad school. I had so many things that I wanted to happen, and it just felt like life was determined to get in my way. But I decided to apply for a long-term substitute teaching job in an inner city's Title I school, and I got the job, and I started in August of 2017, right? Yeah, August of 2017. So I worked there and I absolutely loved it. I had a class of kindergartners who I felt that I built a really strong relationship with, and I felt really good about going into work every day. Like, I was excited about it. And the other kindergarten teacher actually ended up being one of my really, really close friends now. That was a really great experience. Come December of 2018, I was done with my long-term subbing position, and the school kept me on as a building sub. I went on, this was a K through 5 school, and I went into the rest of the school and was a building sub, and I just found it very challenging. I had very little experience, and some of the challenges and difficulties that I was encountering, I just really was not ready for. In April of 2018, I actually left that job, and that was something that was really hard for me to do, but emotionally I needed to do it because I was no good to the students that I was working with, because I was not my best self, and my emotional state was beginning to affect my relationships outside of school as well. So at that point I was like, this is not healthy for me and it's not healthy for the kids. I got myself out of there. After that, I actually applied and got into grad school. So I started grad school in the fall of 2018, and I was still living at home, still in my parents' basement, and I was doing a full-time internship. So I actually was going to work and working a full day of school hours and taking classes at night. So at this point in time, I was taking 7 classes in person and a mix, like, I think, was I taking like 2 online? I don't remember. But I was going to class during the week nights. I was not getting paid during this period of time. I was putting in my full-time hours at the school, and then at night I was going to my classes. So this continued for the whole next year. And then in August of 2019, I started my student teaching, and I student taught in 2nd grade. And then in December, I was done. I submitted my EdTPA, I had taken all my tests, and I finished. So I officially have my Master's of Science in Elementary Education, which is super exciting. I need a drink of water because I'm exhausting myself talking right now. There's a lot of information to throw at you guys. A lot has happened in the last 3 years. Basically, I went from California feeling like my life was just really not where I wanted it to be, and feeling really defeated, to getting rejected from grad school, to working my booty off in grad school. It was a lot. It was a lot, guys. But I was finally pursuing my dreams. I was finally in grad school. I was doing what I wanted to do. I started my student teaching, and despite it being super difficult, not so much my student teaching, I had a really amazing mentor teacher and an amazing group of students, so I wouldn't have changed that experience, but definitely overall it has been a process finishing and getting to the point where I am certified to teach. But basically December, okay, so I finished up my grad school, so that was the end of 2019. But I'm gonna rewind a little bit to the beginning of 2019, because in March of 2019, I moved out. I moved out with one of my best friends. We got an apartment together, and we ended up living together for 6 months. And I loved living with her. I really loved our apartment, but the location was not ideal. We had a wonderful landlord who was really fantastic, and he let us break our lease early, which I still feel so bad about doing, but it was just not where we were meant to be. And then it actually worked out for the best, because in July of 2019, July 27th to be specific, I was planning Derek's 30th birthday party, and I wanted it to be a surprise. So I planned this whole thing. I worked on it for months with his family and our friends, and to make it perfect, it was catered. It was in our friend's backyard, which is basically this beautiful formal garden. And I heard him coming inside. He just got home from work and took Tinsel out to go potty, so I was gonna come in. Anyways, so I was planning his surprise 30th birthday party. It was getting catered. It was in this beautiful formal garden in our friend's backyard, and there's like a river, and basically I worked really hard to keep this a secret from Derek. I did not want him to find out. I wanted him to be genuinely surprised. Put in so much work. It came out beautiful, but it was not a surprise. He knew about the party. He found out. Turns out the surprise was on me. And on July 27th, 2019, this happened. Focus. Focus. He proposed. So we got engaged. He's watching me right now through the window. Hold on, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see him. I don't know if you can see him. Hold on. Let's see. Honestly, that would be so creepy. He has tinsel. You can't really see him because of the glare. But yes, so that day on July, focus. Yeah, okay, so that day, July 27th, 2019, this guy asked me to be his wife. And I was totally surprised because I had worked so hard to keep this party a secret from him, but he found out and he totally turned the tables on me. Everyone was in on it. And I'm gonna do a whole separate video on the proposal too, but yeah, so July of last year, we got engaged. We actually started, since Jackie and I ended our lease, and we started looking for an apartment together. And in November of 2019, we found one and we moved in, and that's where we are right now. And we both absolutely love this space. And I think, I don't know if I'm speaking for only myself here, but I think we both want to be here maybe until we buy a house.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, January of this year, January 2020, I was done with my student teaching and I got a job working as a paraprofessional in the school where I did my student teaching. I did that for about almost 3 months, and then COVID-19 happened. And I remember Thursday, March 12th, we were told that we would not be coming into school the next day. Friday the 13th, we should have seen that coming, and that we'd be out for 2 weeks. Well, the 2 weeks go by, and then it gets pushed off until April 20th. April 20th rolls around, that got pushed to May 20th. And yesterday our governor announced that we will not be going back to school for the remainder of the 2019-2020 school year. So that brings us to today, May 6th. I'm sure there are a lot of things that I skipped over, but I tried to hit on all the major points. I know that this is a really kind of scary time for everyone. It's very uncertain and it's very stressful. So as much as you can, I think now is a time to really take care of yourself. As much as you can, try not to stress. And one of the things that I'm super excited to do with time that I have now is come back to my YouTube channel, because I remember this was something that I really enjoyed when we were living in San Diego. It's one of the things that kept me grounded in a time that I was just kind of unhappy. But yeah, I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy during self-isolation, during quarantine, whatever experience you're going through right now. I hope you're safe and healthy. I hope your families are safe and healthy. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.